Hello friends, welcome once again to this my channel. Blessed Crochet. Today's, I am going to show you how to crochet this beautiful Christmas beanie. It's super easy and guess what? I left indications for all sizes. Super cute. For size from newborn to breast. You dare to weave it. Good morning crochet we start. For this project I will use this type of material. Is a material of number 4. In case you don't have it, don't worry. Use any material you have near your home. And most importantly, that fits your nurse's needs. Let's use 5mm crochet. And this hat. You will be able to knit it in your favorite colors. We're going to need some scissors and we're going to occupy in red and in white on this occasion, but I will comment as many as you want and can be of the same thickness. With the same thickness and they are not. The other has no mark. Let's start. I secure my first stitch and I will knit 1, 2, and 3 chain stitches. I'm going to pass one without knitting and in the one that follows, I'm going to wear the strand. To lose it and I knit the single stitch 1 and 2 and we adjust. A chain stitch I will turn. And I'm going to knit him. I'm going to bring this one with me. And in that first stitch we are going to knit 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. We adjust the strand. I'm going to move on to the next stitch. And let's knit him to 1. And to 1 chain stitch I will turn. And in this first stitch, we can wear the strand again. To lose it. And we weave 1 and 2. I move on to the next one. We weave 1 to 1 in each space. And in the last stitch we make 2. To make the increase. Here we can now cut the strand that has remained. A chain stitch twist and we make 1 and 2. I move on to the next one and we make 1 for each space. And here at the end, we make to 1 chain stitch. I turn and here I am going to knit 1, 2 in the following one I make 1, 1. Until we reach the last stitch where we are going to place it. An increase then here at this last stitch. Let's knit him 2. And here we already have 1. We now have 1 to 3 for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0. Let's go for one more round. It seems to them if you are going to do it for smaller ones. For example, children under 1 year of age or to 2 years of age. You leave him with 10 yes, and already those over 2 years of age. We are going to do one more round of increase 1, 2 and the rest we already weave 1 for each space. So 1 stitch for each space. Now, once this round is over we are going to change the stitch. Let's knit 2 stitches here at the end. And we make a chain stitch and go to work. Mouse rib elastic or mouse rib. We pass this stitch and in the next one we will take. And close I take half the chain stitch. And I close half of the chain stitch and close. And we are going to do this to the last stitch. Once you reach the last stitch, I will take this stitch in its entirety. It must be taken in full. We pass and take these 2 strands. And we make the single stitch. A chain stitch. Let's turn this as the chain stitch height. I'm going to move on to the next one. And taking only half of the chain stitch. At the beginning we will take only half of it. Let's go weaving like this. And single stitch. For each space. Until reaching the end again. Here to finish, this is the last stitch. And I take the last full stitch. With the 2 strands of the chain stitch. And we make the single stitch a chain stitch. Chain stitch twist height is not woven. And we started by taking only half of the chain stitch. And so we will be weaving. Round after round until obtaining the length we want. Okay. Then on this occasion, as it is a loose hood, it is not necessary that we give indications or measures. For sizes, this is the last stitch. And the last stitch is knit by taking the full stitch. Single stitch, I am going to give them more or less an amount. But there at home you decided, you think it's okay. Well, I'm going to put this part of the elastic ahead. In mouse rib stitch. And in a little while I'll be back. I'm going to do it for an adult. For an adult lady. Here Tijo. Or I'm going to leave it for. I have not yet decided, but now I'm coming back. I'll tell you. Chain stitch. I take half. Then in the end, full stitch at the beginning, half of the chain stitch. Up to this point, I already have the amount I will need. And I will give you the recommendations for different sizes, and you can also customize it at home. Okay, for men, let's leave 124 rounds, which is up to this part. And we are going to start making it decrease. This peak we have left here. Okay, 124 rounds. From where I told about it, I counted it from here since my first round. 15 and so okay. To 124 rounds for the men. For women we are going to leave 120. Adolescents 118. From 5 to 10 years of age 114. 2 to 5 100. For 1 to 2 years 98. 9 months to 1 year 94 rounds. 6 to 9 months 90 rounds. 3 to 6 months 82 and 1 to 3 months 76 rounds. And we started to make this part of here's decrease now. To make the decreases we will do the following. I will take the full stitch. I will no longer take half the chain stitch. Then I will knit a chain stitch. Lifting and closing. And for beginners, I recommend advanced level marker. Does not need it. We will continue to weave, taking the full stitch and weaving single stitch until the last 2 stitches are reached. We will arrive. It is very easy and we have passed this termination. Here is one more. And the last 2. We lift the last 2 in stitches and close. A chain stitch twist, and let's start anyway. I lift up. I lift and close and we place marker. Here is the marker, flying friends. There it is. And we continue with a stitch for each space. Let's continue. And in the end, I have these 2 stitches left. Here where the marker is, I raise and decrease a chain stitch. And we repeat again. The 2/1 stitches I lift them and close to make the decrease again. Then the decrease will remain at the beginning. And at the end of each round, the rest is a single stitch for each raised space. Here are the last 2 stitches. Lifting and closing. A chain stitch. Lifting. I close, and in the end we have 2 stitches left. So it is that advanced level I can already advance. Here I lift. Lifting and closing. A chain stitch. I lift and close. Here I will have a stitch lift. I lift and close a chain stitch. And here we are going to cut. You, for example, can make your cord from here. What is the way you could make your cord? Single stitch. But on this occasion, I'm going to make it different and sew them together. So here we are going to cut it. Okay, this is how far it's going to be now. For friends who want to know how much she weighs, let's see here. Let's see, there it is at 0. I'll see if it can be seen okay. For you to see how much it weighs, 37 grams. There it is. And let's go with the rest. As you can see, 37 grams is very light. And we will do the following. I'm going to leave this part of the stitches low. And here, where this first relief of the rib of the, that's where I'm going to start. To knit the part of the hat step, move the strand upwards. I make a chain stitch. There in that part, I'm going to start knitting half double crochet. And you can place a marker on it if you are a beginner. If you are advanced level, you do not need it. And I will continue here. Look. Half double crochet. Happened to me. Half double crochet. For each round, I will place 1/2 stitch. In each round, these spaces are drawn. For example, this is the round of relief. And here you can see a space. Half double crochet, this is the round, which follows that it is seen as below, but I pass by. On the other side, it corresponds to be a round of relief. Then those who are, for example, like this one that is embossed here, there you can see its space, but I pass by. On the other side, it should be at the bottom, yes. Since this is garbage, I will continue with half double crochet. It's as simple as that. We will weave. Half double crochet is half of the high stitch, right? When I go to do a high stitch, I take a loop. Step. I lift and close truth. But I only do it in 2 times 1. And to okay, then half of 1/2 stitch is done by taking a loop. As if you are stitching high, you pass it, you lift it, and you close it in a single time. And this corresponds to half of half double crochet. That is why it is called half double crochet. Now when we weave this is a single stitch. It is not half of the half double crochet because it does not have a bow. Therefore it is called single stitch and con lazada half double crochet, as it is the equivalent of half of the high stitch. Now that is a recurring doubt that you there at home. Sometimes they write to me. Then, sometimes they are confused with single stitch and half double crochet. The half double crochet, remember, is half the high stitch. but you know it as like half double crochet to single stitch. Okay, perfect. We will be guided just because of the way we are going to weave it. And we are going to do this until we reach up to this part. Yes. Where is the last relief stitch? I am about to finish. This is the last relief round. And let's knit half double crochet. Now we will weave a stitch chain. I'm going to turn and I'm going to start from this one, taking half the chain stitch. This is the height stitch chain. And in this first half double crochet we knit half double crochet. I had told them that we could mark them, so we are going to do it. And I'm going to stop by. Here is half. Look at this side, it forms about half of the chain stitch. On the other side it also looks like a chain stitch, but we are going to take the one above us, ignoring the one on the side, the one on top. Half double crochet. Half double crochet. Why half double crochet? And so, we will be weaving only half of the chain stitch with half double crochet to complete the entire round. And all rounds are going to be okay. Well, I'm going to go a little ahead and come back with the indications. How much we are going to leave you depending on the size of each person. It's okay. I will finish this round. Here we take half of it. Half of the chain stitch. And at the end of this last stitch, we will take it complete at the beginning. No. I.e. we are going to do the same as we did here, in the mouse rib. Taking the last full stitch. A chain stitch at the beginning I take. Only half? After my chain stitch height, look, we end up here. A high stitch chain. Twist and start taking only half of it. De la chain stitch. Okay. Here I put the scoreboard again, and we are going to weave in half. Half. So the one at the top is on the side, not the one above. Take and knit half double crochet. And so we are going to do round after round advantage. And return. Here I already have the amount I need. Yes? And here's how much we're going to leave you here. Yes, okay, how many rounds are we going to leave you? For the men we will leave 26 rounds in red. Women, 20 for adolescents, 20 to 5 to 10 years, 20 from 2 to 5 years. 18 from 1 to 2 years, 16. 9 months to 1 year, 14 rounds. 6 to 9 months, 12 rounds. 3 to 6 months, 10 rounds, and 1 to 3 months, 8 rounds. And we are going to start closing. The closure will be super easy and practical. So we start at the bottom here to see. Here the first. The last stitch I. Let's take it back. There it is, I make a chain stitch. Let's put the hat in half. We are going to close it in straight line, yes. Then we put in half. And I'm going to drink from one side to the other. And we are doing to see. Taking single stitch on one side and single stitch on the other. Half of one side and single stitch on the other. Half of the chain stitch on one side. Half of the chain stitch on the other side. Look, just taking this is the chain stitch, I take half of it. This is the other chain stitch and I take half of it. And I make single stitch. Half of the chain stitch. Half of the other side single stitch. And I will do this until I complete. All round. On both sides. Look again, there are the chain stitches. Then I take half here. On the other side also only half of it. Why single stitch? And when we open the fabric, it's going to look like another round. You will not notice where the closure is, because a relief round will appear. Complete until you get here, to the top. Once finished, we make a chain stitch and we can cut in this part. Let me make you a comment. You can sew your pom-pom here with this material, if you didn't leave the strand too long to sew it, for example. In this case, let's see how we are going to make the pom-poms. To do the pom-pom part, I have like this little cover. Then more or less that's what I want when I grow up, the pom-pom at home. Use a small piece of cardboard, something you can manipulate. And in this case, I'm going to start here by spinning. And we are going to do 65 rounds. Once you have the amount, I left 140 rounds at the end. Okay, here we have half, and I'm going to cut. You can leave him from 65 forward everything you need. I decided that I love them as more sponges here in the middle. We place a thread. Let's turn it. And on the other side in the opposite direction, I am going to place this. And here, if you look at, let's tie as if it were. For one bow I pass there. On the other side also. And we tie again. And now what we are going to do here is to cut these. These strands that have been left here are the ones I am going to fix it with. Then let's hold. And we are going to cut here on the sides. And to withdraw this, here we cut, there are already some accessories so that you can already make them are round in those, because it is easier for you to perform them, okay? But if not, then with a small piece of cardboard, more or less calculating the thickness you want from your pom-pom, or as big as you want it, and rounds for it also. You decide how many rounds you leave him. I say leave about 85 and up, okay? If you can leave the 140, we often do it as different because of for the material knot. That is, because we don't want to spend so much material. Then you leave him a little less, but more or less like this we are going to make them, okay? Well, here it is already on the one hand of the other, and only now what we have to do is to give shape to the pom-pom. Then we are going to cut them by giving them the shape. And we are going to make 3 like this. There at home you can open them a little more. These pom-poms as if brushing them. If you want them like a little more hairy, because you can brush them. I'm going to do it this way without brushing, but let's see how they look. And if you like it, you make them like this, and if you don't, because they brush it. I show you friends and friends look at. I already have the 2 pom-poms here, which are a little smaller. These I'm going to. I made them the same with the same. With the same as this mold. Only to one, the way I cut it smaller. And another one I made a little bigger. Who is going to take? In the part of the head. Look, you can see a little bit of it, right? The difference is very, very little. These are the ones that will be hanging. And what I did was brush them like this. I brushed them with a regular brush. And to make them a little more fluffy. See how beautiful its texture is? So that at home they can take it into account. Look at them from here, we are going to tie them up and that's it. And by the way friends, if you missed the tablecloth, remember that everything is now available on my channel. In Crochet, okay to come and visit me, it's nice. Watch Christmas Eve. What do you think? And well, I'm going to remove my material here, just so you can see the tablecloth. And be encouraged to weave it. Very nice truth. Well, come on, by the way, here's another one, look. This one I had already shown it to you is from last year. Now it's a little bit crumpled because I just took it out because I want to use it this year. See how beautiful. There are the reliefs and I also made a sweater. Christmas sweater in this color. So with the same design for if anyone likes. Leave me your comment. I leave you the link. Or I leave them to you in the first comment. It seems to you that we will continue. Well, you saw then how we have the pom-poms part. Here we are going to leave them and now we are going to leave. To weave the lace part. Yes, the cord is going to be by me. What I am doing is leaving some material on this side. Now, what I am going to do is that with the help of the grandmother, I will do the following. Here it is, with what I'm going to tie it up from here to where I'm going to. I have a long cord. To tie it, I'm going to pass it down with the help of Grandma. To pass there between the stitches. There it is. And we are going to take out enough to make the cord. How much? About 3 meters, I think. And now, I'm going to pass this one back. But look what we get here. Yes, or you can tie it differently. If it becomes easier for you to tie it differently, you do it differently. I'll be back. Where I entered. And pass this material. So, look here, you can see what I went through. Yes, then it's just like tying it up here. And we have already removed lavra. Now look what we can do here. As these strands are no longer going to be used for. So then I am going to cut them and open them. As if they were part of the pom-pom. And I'm going to keep these two. Which are the ones I will work with. Either one of them will work for you here. I'm going to pass it here in the middle. I'm going to entangle this one with the crochet and the one next. I will close it. Again I entangle with a thread. And with the other, I will close it. And again. With one look. With one we entangle. And with the other we close. With one I mess up and with the other I close. I entangle and close, yes, or I wrap it up. As you prefer to call it. Wrap it or lift the stitch. The detail is that we are going to do it this way. And here you are going to leave the cord so long. As you prefer. And we will repeat this process. In both parts of the pom-pom, okay. The other one we are going to do the same process. And so you no longer have to be tying and things like that. Extras, but you just leave like this weaving. Easy look. Lifting and closing, lifting. To wrap the crochet, and with the other strand we close. We wrap and close. We wrap and close. For example, our friend Melba told us, in honor of the fact that she really likes this cordoncito, and it is very practical. And look, already here in this part, I think that's fine there. What do you think? Or if you want to leave it a little more long. Their little house, they decided, okay, I'm going to leave him about 5 stitches plus 3 for 5. There it is, more or less. And I'm going to leave you an extra one in. I closed, then in total I left 1 2 3 3 4 5 6. $38 and closing, okay, and already here. We cut off, we obviously left to tie up truth. We will leave it to tie. And we're going to sew it here in this part. Then let's take a smile. And we are going to pass it by. There are 2 options. That you bend your beanie outwards like this, or that you bend it inward. I'm going to leave the detail here in the middle. Here we pass. The other strand is also nearby. And either inside or out. But it has to be well lost. This is part of the wool. Well hidden and unseen. Yes, the termination does not have to be seen from both sides. Then I will tie once. A second time. And here I am going to start climbing. And to lose this strand between the stitches. But looking for it not to look okay. That it is not visible where the termination is. Then let's stop by. Look then, if you already put it on this side or on the other side. To fit them. Very, very nice, okay, then we pass. And I'm already going to lose this one. It's Seabrit's. It seems to you. And we are going to do the same at the top. The pom-pom above will also be the same. Look here. I am trying to pass it on but without him knowing. It's design and not to be seen. Because the important thing here is that it is not seen. There it is, look. Yes, then if we put it like this, it will not be seen. But if we put it like this, it won't be seen either, okay. Good for the top. Because they just place it. This is how this one is going to look like, hey. I'm just going to lose this hybrid. And the one above is this. Because here in the pure corner we spend it. We can tie this one up inside and that's it. Whether or not you can see the white material, don't worry because it will be inside the of the beanie, so here we go with one. On the other side we pass. The other strand. And here it is, 2, we can tie. And this one if you want to be placed and removed. For example, for washing. Because there they leave a knot, for example. Well, I'm going to leave it like this. But in case you want to be removed and placed, because they just make him like a knot like this. And when they want to remove it, because they just open it and that's it. Yes, I am going to place it fixed. There you can tie several knots at the end of the day, since it is only used few times in December or so in the autumn season. The same, and we do it by hand. If it doesn't deserve my biggest conflict. And there it is, look at this. Oh, how beautiful it looks. Well, let's see how the final result turned out. Do you think? I show you friends and friends now how the final result has turned out. See how beautiful it looks. So that there in my little house, cheer up and look at yourself. We'll cover the neck quite well. Your little one's ears. Of your little boy for you and your husband. And it's super cute. You can also knit it in different colors. Nice as always, easy. Good morning crochet. I invite you to watch the following video. Just click below where it says video. And you're going to see a lot of beanies. In all sizes. You want to keep seeing super chulest beanies like this. Then leave a like. See you next time.